So, welcome to another live stream, another walk in the woods. I just walked through a cobweb, spider web, just a line or two across my face. I have some news, and this might actually be a long talk because hi there, Daniel, good to see you. This might become a long talk. Excuse me, I'm getting myself over a fence here. Yes, I'm okay, thank you. So let me just, what's it called? Get you up to speed, keep you up to speed. Well, give you the news. I have finished the book. I thought I had. I won't get into the details, but I had to do another round of checking the corrections that I had, my last corrections. So I did that. I started at 4 a.m. this morning, and it was a bit much, but you know, it was okay. I wanted to do it, but I thought I had finished. I thought I had finished. So there was one more round of checking everything. Well, but that's done now. It was a little bit much. I thought, should I talk about this at all? But yesterday in the morning, I fell down on the floor at home. I didn't really pass out, but it was like I couldn't stand up, so I just had to like get down before I fell down. And that was a new experience for me. And of course, I'm not an idiot. I know it's your body trying to tell you something. So things need to change a little bit, or a lot. Good morning. And at the moment, what I'm doing now is I am protecting myself when it comes to my books, because I need to, you know, I have been, they're in my head all the time, and I need something else to think about, or else I get a bit disturbed in my head. Anyone would. But so I'm and it's very healing to go out here in the woods for a little while. Yeah, if let's see, I'll just check the comments here. Pip says it's my results day from my GCSEs, and I'm quite worried. Can you help? I don't know what that is, but I assume it's kind of medical test. Well, yes, I can try to give you some to help a little bit. I think, you know, no, I don't know what it is, but oh, they are exam results from school. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, well, my honest opinion is that I, unless you are aiming for like a career in, you know, an academic career or something like that, it doesn't really matter that much. I'm sorry to say it, but um, the people I meet and I have met that are very successful, I can't really say that they are people who did well in school. It's not like that's the rule, and I do know quite a few very successful people who dropped out of school. It doesn't really, your school results doesn't have to, you are not your school results, you know. Experience is essential, absolutely. I so that's what I can. I hope that helps. And just to tie that to what we are talking about here now, I think there are other things that are more important. Like for me, it's discipline. I thought I had, you know, like a lot of discipline, work discipline, because I work so much. I work too much. But the work is almost like an addiction to some people. So you need to handle all aspects of life. That's what I'm trying to say. And you need to kind of take a step back from time to time, look at your life and what's going on. I mean, are there aspects of your life that is consuming the other aspects? For me, it's been my writing has been consuming everything. My YouTube channel, mainly my main channel, of course. I'm in a cornfield. It's very nice up here. It's a rainy day, but it's not raining right now. So for me, it is work. It's all consuming, and I need to change that because everything else and everyone else has been suffering, and I feel bad about that. And I think it's like that for everyone. Take someone who, you know, I don't know, but someone who well, I can't think of an example right now. So let me get back to the topic for this live stream. Just giving you an update on what's happening and all my plans and so on. I talk a lot about that on this channel. Lots of great archaeology where I am. Yes, there are. For instance, can you see those rocks behind me? Those are parts of a very old fence. Not like Viking age, but you know, they've been lying there for a long time, I think. And there are tar pits up in the woods here, and there are grave mounds and lots of stuff like that. Hi, David. Good to see you. So someone told me here actually on this live stream that it's about balance, and it's about I'm turning around now because I don't want to get into the dark part of the forest behind me. I'm not so fond of that part. It's okay in the winter. Oh, I'm looking forward to winter now. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I am looking forward to winter much more than I realized. Oh, when these fields are covered in snow, I go up here and I make ski tracks for the kids. So, yeah, I'm sensing that this live stream is going to be a little bit on and off. I will be jumping back and forth from one topic to the other. My head is a bit. I'm very exhausted actually. I agree. Winter is the best time for bushcraft. Yes, thank you. That led me to Tomer. You're always you're like you always seem to have these very good comments, and I love to take a metal detector where you are. Yes, I have actually bought a metal detector. I have, and it's in my office. And I took it out in the woods, and I found a very old lump of iron. But I'll do that. I'll make a video and so on. It will be awesome. I like having things to do when I'm out in the woods. Yes, my friend, we have and we have had quite a few chats lately, and we will probably be working together on some projects. And also I have been trying to look at people, to study people who seem to manage their lives, their very busy lives, and how do they do that. So I have been trying to look at someone like Ray Mears, the English bushcrafter and TV personality, and also someone like Bear Grylls. Not because I think that everything Bear Grylls is doing is advisable, but his business structure seems to be very sound. I am getting into TV slowly. Well, not slowly. So that's going to be a part of my life, starting very soon. And so it's starting to look a little bit like things that those two guys are doing. And if you send them an email, they won't reply, right? Don't become a Jack Dorsey and buy a deprivation tank. I don't know what that is or who that is. Sorry, there is now a spider on my phone. I'm using my phone, I'm sorry. But it's, I actually bought a gimbal and I bought a lot of stuff, but I haven't figured out how to live stream from my camera yet, without the whole rig getting too heavy. So that's why I'm carrying my cell phone out in the woods, which I actually don't like to do, but there you have it, those cell phones. Yeah, so I should say we are going to work on setting up a kind of a structure which Bear Grylls always knows where the best hotel room is. Yes. Yeah, well, I would just like to say something about that. I think, well, I saw one of his shows with my son, and it was very entertaining. And the key word is entertaining. And, the creator of Twitter. Okay, Jack Dorsey. Isn't that the one who's a bit arrogant? Okay. What? Yeah. So it was one of Bear Grylls' shows, and it was awesome. Yeah. But it's entertaining. But the keyword is entertaining, and I don't really like that. It's presented as survival techniques, because if you do those things, you will probably get hurt. And that's the best case scenario. But with the hotel thing, I can relate to that, because I have been sort of neglecting my family, and I would like to say, well, now it's only been during the last few months, but it's longer than that. So you have to arrange things so that you don't become, someone who just leaves all the time. And that's, I guess he has a family, and I guess he wants to bring his kids and so on, and that's very understandable. But I couldn't do it like that, because it's not honest. So if I was spending the night in a hotel, I would say so. We're doing this now, we're out there bushcrafting, but afterwards I'm actually going to a hotel. Or you set up camp for your family, everyone, and for the whole family. Which leads me to, lots of comments about this character, the Twitter character now. I'm not very active on Twitter. I'm thinking maybe I should be, Yes, bring your son more overnighters and hikes. Yes. I'm trying to get my daughter interested as well, but she's at that age now where most of the things I do is, I'm embarrassing, I think. So everything I do is a bit embarrassing. Bear Grylls pitches a tent in his hotel room. Yes, Daniel. But you know what? I hate hotel rooms so much that I'm actually considering, and this is not a joke, I am considering bringing a tarp. I am considering bringing a tarp, and I will play bushcrafting when next time I go out on book tours. Because then I don't, you're in a city, and for me a city that I don't know, and so I tend to stay in the hotel. Thanks for reminding me of the title of this live stream. I need to get back to that. I was going to talk about that more, but so the bushcrafting in the hotel room. Can you do bushcraft in a hotel room? I think you can, and I would rather go bushcrafting in my hotel room than to sit there on the bed watching TV shows in a foreign language. If it's English, it's okay, but I'm going to Germany for a weekend, and it's very eccentric. If you bring a tarp and you set up camp in your hotel room, people will think you're crazy, but that's okay. I'm actually considering that, because it's so cozy under a tarp. There's a tarp behind me. Let's go inside. So here we are. You know what? New project. I'm Look at this. And this. I am going to fix this shelter. It's the Fries Museum. Fries Museum. So I'm going to do a lecture. I think it's a short lecture at the opening night. They have a Viking exhibition there in October. So they asked me to come there, and I said yes because it's an honor. I don't have a formal education in archaeology or history, so it's an honor. It's an honor. Yeah, we know at the site where I did some digging, I found some iron, and yeah, I can't find. I covered up everything afterwards, but anyway, film it and put it on YouTube. Yes, I will ask if I can do that. If it's technically possible for me and they allow it, I will do it. But it's going to be like 500 people there, and now let's see. I will sit down for a little while. So let me just briefly explain the title. As I said, yesterday I kind of passed out. I didn't lose consciousness, but I fell down on the floor. I haven't done that before. Well, I have actually a few times in competition when I've been deadlifting, and after the deadlift, of course. So it's a sign, you know, and I've been running for many years. Like not literally running, but I've been running for many years, and I think I realized that I actually there was time for me to go through the manuscript, like just the corrections one more time this morning, and I kind of jumped to that because it's at the end it's all you know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Milton, if that's a troll comment or what. I'll try to be nice because maybe I didn't understand your comment. But when you've been running for many years, for me, you know, it's been writing a novel, writing another novel, writing another novel, constantly improving the craft, giving everything every time, and you don't take a break, you just move on, you move on. It's very scary to stop running, you know, it's very scary. And there are lots of people who are like that. I didn't realize I was. No, you did. Okay, it was a joke. Yes, that's correct. I'm not a runner. I'm I'm sorry, I didn't get the joke, but I do now. I'm sitting down now, and I'm not a runner, but I know that I need to, when you mentioned that, I need to incorporate some cardiovascular exercise in my training. So well, now it's starting to rain again, but we are sheltered. So how do you get out of that habit of just running, constantly running? At the moment, I don't know. Yeah, Yeah, at the moment I don't know. I don't know how to do that. But you can reach out and you can ask people, how do you do that? Because there are other people who have been in the same situation. It's not like, you know, my situation is not unique. It's I think it's quite common. And so I'm going to, well, I have started to reach out. I'm talking about it here, and I've started to reach out, not like, oh, you must feel sorry for me, but to be, you know, to take steps to improve this. And I've said to my publisher, I have a problem with being a control freak, as they say. And I am working on this now. I am. And I think, you know, the first step is realizing what's going on, and at least I think I have done that, and I am. Yes, David, that's right, and yeah. So, but moving on, I think one thing that is, at least for me, very wise is to not to sit around and yeah, walking is good. Yeah, not to sit. I don't think it's good to sit around and think about the things you're not supposed to think about, or think I can't think about that. It's much better to be occupied with other stuff. And for me, it's things like bushcraft. It's hiking gear. Lately, it's been a lot of hiking gear. Simon Cole passed out, gone vegan, lost 20 pounds. Well, yeah, that's not for me. I've lost 10 pounds myself during the few last months, and I'm going to put those pounds back on. It's you know, I'm a 100 kilo guy. It's like that's who I am. I don't feel well if I'm lighter than that. 100 kilos. Sorry. Pip, no, that's okay. Thanks for joining. So, yeah. So I think you know, balance is the key, and men should have meat on their bodies. Yes. So balance is the key, and also for me, I mean, if I sit around and try to not think about things, that's all I think about, you know. So I have been focusing on things that I know are enjoyable and also interesting, and you know, like for me, it seems very silly, but hiking gear, tents, things like that. So that helps. Woodworking helps as well. I don't really like woodworking alone in my garage back home, because my work is I'm alone all the time when I write, and I would be alone in woodworking as well. I think I will actually go to a powerlifting gym nearby. They say that it's much nicer there now. I'm talking about the people there. I was there 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years. And it wasn't that nice. But they say the people there are much more mature and not idiots. So that's one other thing that I'm planning to do. maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. Yeah. So when you stop running, it's scary. And when you stop running and you sit down, you obviously, what happens is that you feel how tired you are. And it's just like when you have been running for a long time. And believe it or not, I actually have, but you kind of, while you're running, you're tired, but when you sit down, when you stop running, that's when you really understand how tired you are or was, So, but it's necessary. It's necessary. If I believe that my channel has had a positive effect on my life, yes, absolutely. This channel, this my second channel here, is very new, and so I'll talk about my main channel. It has changed a lot in my life, actually, and it's now a large channel, and I'm very happy about that. It's a large channel, and it's I have learned a lot, I've made friends, and I have lots of opportunities have opened. Personally, it's just something I like doing. It's interesting, it gets me out in the woods, and it's awesome that, when people reach out and they say that I've, through my videos, had a positive impact on their lives. How should I put it without getting too emotional? It warms my heart. It does. Yeah, well, my spiritual life, I am getting a lot of questions about that. I'm going to answer that question now. I think it's time. Yes, Trondheim, wonderful. I think it's time. I am not an atheist. I am not a Christian. And I don't have a word for what I am, really, when it comes to spiritual belief. But I do believe, I actually do have a word. I'm a heathen. That's the right word for it, which is a bit different from being a pagan. I don't want to define it more than that, but I think it's for me it's very hard to walk out into the woods and see only trees, grass, and animals, and sky, and wind, and everything. It's for me difficult. I want to understand it, in a more spiritual way than that. And also, let me just say that being ridiculed, which happens sometimes, it's now, first of all, I have nothing against Christians. In fact, my best friends are Christian, and so it's not like I'm saying it's a personal thing for me. But there will be the odd people who ridicule you, and people who themselves believe in that some guy was walking on water. You know, they don't see themselves. Yeah. Thank you, Milton. It's very hard to wake up, you know, when you're out in the woods. As long as you're not sacrificing Christians. I promise not to. You know, when you wake up in, let's say it's October or November, and you wake up in the woods, you spent the night there, and by the fire, and you wake up and you have this mist, right, you know, down there by the header, and it's magical. And if you can't feel anything apart from, you know, if you can't feel anything spiritual, then I think you're not feeling what you should feel. You know, and then, you know, you can define it the way you want. Some people say it's God. What you're feeling is God, some people say. And I think that's just another way of putting it. And I'm totally okay with that. It's just another word, you know. I would say, well, can you feel the presence of the ancestors? Can you feel the gods? Can you feel nature itself? You know. And some people would simply call that God. Let's walk this way. So, one thing that I'm sure of, and one thing that needs to happen, is that deepest, darkest Tasmania. I had a relative who was sent to Tasmania as a prisoner, as a convict, actually. I believe there was only 2 Norwegians who were sent there, and he was one of them. He spent, I think, 14 years there, but he survived. That's the trees above me. One thing that needs to happen is that I need to spend a lot more time outside in the woods. I need to do a lot more hiking, a lot more bushcrafting. That part has been pushed aside a little bit, or quite a lot, and that's not good. It's not good at all. So that needs to change. And being a father, and as it is, neglected. I haven't neglected my kids. I'm there all the time, but it's like my mind has been elsewhere. And because of that, I want to spend more time fully, you know, how should I put it, alert, in the presence with my kids. So I won't be going away for, you know, like the weekends, no, Dad will be bushcrafting this weekend. I'll see you on Monday. No. Engaged, yeah. So it's going to happen during the weekdays, probably. Here's another shelter. One thing that is very good about Norway is that we have, I can go inside this shelter. The kids here, they spend a lot of time outside, and especially in kindergarten. This shelter is, I think, built by the kindergarten, and they go here, and that's the fireplace there, and they have some sausages and you know, stuff, and then they go back. Then they have their lunch out in the woods, and they built this little bridge, you know. So I grew up in the city, so we didn't do that, but that's one of the main reasons why I've moved there. You know, it's being close to nature, physically close to nature. It's very important, especially when you have kids. So if you can, then you should live somewhere close to nature. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do some more hiking, quite a lot more hiking. I will be covering larger, you know, like distances in my videos. I'm getting into lightweight camping. No, hiking, I should say. Getting into almost ultra lightweight, getting the gear, and I find it very liberating. It's, you know, I'm dialing down my base weight and all that. So and some would say, well, you're a grown man, why would you do that? But for me, I feel more free when I do that. So I'm going to show you the new gear. It's at the moment 7 kilos with some water. 7 kilos. So, okay. But actually now my work phone is calling and I have to answer. But I want to thank you for joining this live stream, and maybe we'll have another one tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.